Hey, y'all. I want you to look at this. Isn't that lovely? All of these peppers came out of our garden. And the green tomatoes too. That was luck finding some green tomatoes because I need those for what we're going to be making today. I guess you could do it without them, but I like to have them. But this along with some cabbage and onion will be the star of the show. And every year, y'all, about the time you think my peppers just aren't going to give us much, they decide to give us a good harvest. And this isn't even half of it from the last harvest that came out of the summer garden. So anyway, we're going to use some of these peppers here today along with some cabbage and some onion, a couple of these green tomatoes, and we're going to get started on Chow Chow. We've already made one batch of Chow Chow and it was delicious. Delicious. So we're going to make some more. We've been eating it on everything from beans to hot dogs, all kinds of stuff. And it's a 2-day process. Don't let that intimidate you though, because it's so easy. Today we're going to get everything chopped up, salted, and put in the refrigerator. And then it'll just have to sit until we can it tomorrow. Alright, so today we're making a spicy Chow Chow. That's why you saw all of these peppers. I'm going to use some sweet peppers too. I'm going to use some of these bell peppers. I'm going to use maybe a couple of banana peppers. And these aren't spicy bananas. But we are also going to use, well, poblanos really aren't that spicy either, but I have some Tabasco and some jalapenos that will add spice to it. If you don't want it spicy, leave the spicy peppers out, put in more sweet peppers. We're also going to do some green tomatoes, our cabbage, an onion, and some salt. That's all we need for what we need to do today. Then tomorrow we'll make our brine and actually can up our Chow Chow. So for now we can get started chopping everything. I thought I'd tell you too that this is actually the first year that we've made Chow Chow. That first batch that I made that I said was so good, that's the first time we've made Chow Chow. And I got inspiration to go ahead and make our own from Megan over at True Grit. I'll link her channel down in the description box. Now my recipe's a little bit different than hers, but that's where my inspiration came from, and I have really enjoyed her channel and following along with her lately. So I'm going to link her channel down in the description box. Y'all go show her some love. Let her know I sent you. I'm going to get started chopping all this stuff up. I'm just going to put it in this pan here. You just want something that's big enough to hold all your ingredients so you can lightly cover it and stick it in the refrigerator for a few hours to overnight. I'm probably going to let mine sit all night and then can it tomorrow. Let's get to chopping. Oh, is it making your eyes water, baby? Here, you want mama to finish putting the onion in? Yeah, wash your hands. in our pan. I did go ahead and use that whole small to medium-ish cabbage. And then I used 1 small onion. I had smaller tomatoes, so I used about 5 of those. If you had larger tomatoes, you wouldn't have to use that many. I used probably 6 jalapenos, 2 poblanos, 2 bell peppers. I don't know. I didn't keep an exact count, but as long as it's your cabbage, your onion, tomatoes, and pepper, you can use however much you want and whatever varieties that you want. Now we're going to put some salt on the top. So what I did was I sprinkled a little salt over the top and then kind of mixed it in with my hand a little bit. I don't know the exact amount on salt. I'm guessing maybe 3 tablespoons total when it's all said and done. But I sprinkle a little layer over the top, mix it in with my hand, and then sprinkle in 1 more thin layer to just leave on the top. And I'm using kosher salt. That's going to help draw some of the moisture out of this. So now I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow. It's already smelling delicious. That was one thing that I remember the last time we made this. I guess it's been a month or so ago. Huddy came in and he was like, man, that smells good. So he was excited to help with it this time. It's the next day now, so we're on day number 2 and we're going to finish up our Chow Chow. I have already, well, Huddy helped me. We've washed our jars and our rings and our flats. They're all clean. And then our jars are in the oven. That's how I like to heat mine and sterilize them. I just put my oven on 250, put the jars in there for at least 15 or 20 minutes while everything else is getting ready. And they'll be hot because I'll be putting hot liquid in them. So no thermal shock. We want them to be about the same temperature as the liquid we're putting in. So, or the contents we're putting in. So putting them in the oven like that gets them hot and sterilizes them. That's what I'm getting at. I've also got my water bath canner on the stove heating up. It needs to be hot as well, so that's going. And I pulled my vegetables out of the refrigerator. We're going to get them in our pot on the stove, get our brine in there, get everything going, and get it canned up. I've gotten several questions about these pans that I use when I'm canning, and they were my mama's. They've been canning for many years, these pans here. She used them, and now I'm blessed to have them in my kitchen. But that's what we're going to put all of our contents in to start heating it up. We're going to use the same brine recipe that we used last time. It tasted good, it canned up good, preserving good. So we're going to start with 4 cups of vinegar. You go ahead and pour that in there very carefully.
Not bad.
It smells bad. Yeah. Smells like vinegar. All right, we got that was 2 cups, so we need 2 more. There you go.
Okay.
2 cups of water. 3 cups of sugar. Get you a spoon so you can stir it up. You know what? I am going to try something that I didn't do last time. I did not add any extra seasonings in last time, and you don't have to. But I'm going to add a teaspoon of celery seeds and a teaspoon of turmeric this time. You don't have to do that, but we're going to try it out. You can. Good job. I'm going to use your celery seeds.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to turn it orange.
get them good.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, look at the dates.
Yeah.
They can actually die. Look at a lot of it. Look at a lot.
Mm.
Oh, you want to put onion powder in there?
Mm-hmm. Strong, wasn't it?
Yeah. They wouldn't get them for you. They would. You'd be. It was bad.
They made your eyes water.
And well, if you would, don't have that torque.
Gently stir that. Try not to splash it too much.
She has not the contact on. You'd be doing like this.
If I didn't have contacts, my eyes would have been watering.
Yeah. Bad.
I just turned the heat on. We're going to bring this up to a boil. We're gonna let it boil for 5 minutes, and then it'll be ready to go in our jars. All the jars are in the water bath canner. This would make 6 pints. I did put 1 quart in here, and they're all covered with water, even that quart. I would process this for 10 minutes if it was all pints. I'm gonna go ahead and go for 15 minutes since I have the quart in there, and we'll start our timer once the water is boiling, and we'll go for 15 minutes. Like I said, since I got that quart in there, and then after that we'll just set them to the side, let them sit for at least 24 hours and make sure they all seal. We love you, we appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.